When it's time for questioning, I and other members of the subcommittee will ask you about a series of internal BP documents. They appear to show that BP repeatedly took shortcuts that endangered lives and increased the risks of a catastrophic blowout. And I sent you a letter in advance indicating that we're going to question you about those issues. But what is equally important is what is missing from the documents. When you became CEO of BP, you promised to focus like a laser on safe and reliable operations. We wanted to know what you had done to keep this promise. So we asked what emails you had received, what documents you had reviewed about the Deepwater Horizon rig or the Macondo well before the blowout. Deepwater drilling is inherently dangerous. As the entire country now knows, an uncontrolled blowout can kill rig workers and cause an environmental disaster. We wanted to know whether you were briefed about the risks and were monitoring the safety of the operation. We could find no evidence that you paid any attention to the tremendous risks BP was taking. We've reviewed 30,000 pages of documents from BP, including your emails. There is not a single email or document that shows you paid even the slightest attention to the dangers at this well. You are the CEO, so we considered the possibility that you may have delegated the oversight responsibility to someone else. We reviewed the emails and briefing documents received by Andy Inglis, the Chief Executive for Exploration and Production, and Doug Suttles, the Chief Operating Officer for Exploration and Production, and the person now leading BP's response to the spill. According to BP, these are the senior officials who were responsible for the Macondo well, but they too were apparently oblivious to what was happening. We could find no evidence that either of them received any emails or briefings about the Deepwater Horizon rig or drilling activities at the well. BP's corporate complacency is astonishing. The drilling engineer for the rig called Macondo a nightmare well. Other BP employees predicted that the cement job would fail. Halliburton warned of a severe gas flow problem. These warnings fell on deaf ears. BP's corporate attitude may best be summed up in an email from its operations drilling engineer who oversaw BP's team of drilling engineers. After learning of the risks and BP's decision to ignore them, he wrote, quote, "Who cares? It's done. End of story. We'll probably be fine," end quote. There is a complete contradiction between BP's words and deeds. You were brought in to make safety the top priority of BP, but under your leadership, BP has taken the most extreme risks. BP cut corner after corner to save $1 million here, a few hours or days there, and now the whole Gulf Coast is paying the price. Today's hearing will focus on BP's actions, but we learned from our hearing earlier this week that the other oil companies are just as unprepared to deal with a massive spill as BP. We are seeing in the oil industry the same corporate indifference to risk that caused the collapse on Wall Street.